Good morning, X. Oh man, it's way too early for this kind of thing. But it's good to see you. Hello, welcome to my world. I've just woken up and I'm sitting here for a large cup of coffee and I'm ready to go through Twitter, see what's happening. Let's have a wee looky. Who's been saying what? So I'm checking my For You page. I'm never quite sure how this is going to go. Let's see what people are talking about this morning. Is Lina. Interesting how they have too early. Interesting how they have to misrepresent the arguments to make their bogus points. Okay, he's fighting the brave fight at not even 8 o'clock yet. GB News, unemployment figures have risen from 0.1 to 4.3. I don't know. These are things I just don't care about at the minute. Libby Emmons, I don't know who this is, but for some reason I'm getting her a lot. I suppose it's because she's saying things that quite interest me. I don't know who these people are. I don't know who that is. Why aren't you wearing masks? Why would they be wearing masks? It's a kind of a mask obsession thing going on, isn't there? Like, are we saying that masks never work? I know that if I was to accidentally spittle, a mask would prevent that. But or if I was to sneeze or something. I got sick recently, and that was due to somebody in the same vehicle as me coughing all the time. But would I have got it if they wore a mask? I don't know. I don't really care if people wear masks or not. I couldn't give a toss. Lauren Southern is somebody who thinks she has this belief that she's like super wise now, and that she was a fool. She was a fool when she started doing YouTube. What happened was she started doing YouTube. She was a fool, and she was led down a merry little path. And there's a whole bunch of people from that genre and that generation who are now trying to reinvent themselves. You've got Carl Benjamin, Sargon of Akkad. He's trying to reinvent himself as a bit of a philosopher. So it's interesting watching Lauren. I don't hate her by any means, but I've still... The grift is strong. And the only issue with grifting is, by pure definition, there's an element of not being 100% honest with the people you're, encouraging to take money from. Beautiful testimony of healing from a gang member turned Christian. This is another thing. The big push of Christianity is kind of back, isn't it? It'll be time for the new generation of atheists to come along arguing their corner. BBC Breakfast, listening to, I guess, Labour having a conference. I didn't know that. Should we have a listen to what she's saying?
Circumstances are. They promised that they would keep the triple lock. They've got to keep to that. They're in government. When we're in government, when we run up to the general election, when we've seen the finances.
I don't know what she's about to say, but it's so easy to say that, isn't it? When we have power, and that's what it's about, power, we're going to spend money on you like crazy. We're going to increase all your... And how are we going to pay for it? We're going to increase the taxes. We're already seeing it. ULEZ is like generating a lot of money. And, where's that money going? So expect taxes because they want to give to the poor. So they'll do it by taking from the people who have worked hard to make themselves rich, or even mildly well off, to be fair.
We will make sure that people are better off under Labour. We will not make spending commitments when we don't know what the circumstances are. But the last Labour government took over 1 million pensioners out of poverty, and the next Labour government will...
The last Labour government took 1 million pensioners out of poverty. What's the definition of poverty? Do we even know what the definition of poverty now? UK poverty definition. Trust for London. Poverty definitions and thresholds. This sounds plausible. Single working age Minimum income standard, £304. I guess that's a week, is it? Couple working age, £522. This is poverty, apparently. Couple with 2 children, 577. Lone parent, 1 child. Minimum income standard, outer London. UK poverty line after housing costs, having £150 a week. Is this weekly? Destitution. You're destitute if you're only getting £95 a week. Okay, so that's what poverty is. All right, tell me more about poverty. It sounds much worse than that, doesn't it? Poverty for me, I've got visions of Oliver Twist and people in rags in the street.
Ensure that pensioners and children and everyone in the UK can get on, but we won't do that if we've got stagnation and we don't have a growth strategy like this government.
I mean, are there actually children starving in their houses? Here's Terry Christian. 12,000 jobs to go at Wilco. The benefits of Brexit are never ending. So my response to this is, so I'm not sharing it with you. My response to Terry Christian here is, if Brexit is the cause of 12,000 of Wilco collapsing, which I believe is because Wilco were not competitive, they were selling slightly more expensive versions of what Boys sells and what Poundland sells. So I'm not sure they were competitive at all. The pick and mix was super expensive. But if Brexit is responsible for Wilco collapsing, is Brexit also responsible for Poundland and all these other businesses doing really well? Boys, all the businesses doing really well. Is that Brexit? Is that because of Brexit? It must be, according to Terry Christian. So I don't really understand. But they've saved 4,000 jobs at BMW Oxford. They're never going to give up, are they, Remainers? And it's kind of done. I'm done with it. And also the other thing about Brexit, of course, is as soon as it was officially severed, or their relationship was officially severed, the pandemic hit. So we were immediately 2 years behind. And we're recovering a lot from that. I mean, people said, "Oh, by the way, let's leave the EU." Oh, and in a month after we've left, there's going to be a pandemic, and we're not going to be able to trade with one another. Vehicles are not going to be able to cross the waters, and importing goods is going to have to stop. People wouldn't have voted for it then, would they? So to say that the pandemic has nothing to do with Brexit is crazy. All right, so here's Stephen Crowder, who's a right-wing commentator. I love it when people. So I love it when people like the Quartering. If you're not familiar with the Quartering, just don't even bother. Look, he's a grown man. Look at all the toys behind him. This is modern dads. So he's a right-wing contrarian. I don't know what he is. Is he libertarian? I don't know. But me no likey. He's a grifter. The attacks on the Quartering are baseless and stupid. He's a good friend. So if he's Stephen Crowder's good friend, we shouldn't really listen to anything Stephen Crowder's got to say about the Quartering because he's not ever, because it's going to be biased, isn't it? He's a good friend, and we shouldn't sit by while morons try to ruin his business. Go buy some coffee Brandco. It's good. Good. All right, Stephen Crowder. Thanks very much. Stephen Crowder, of course, famous for he's a bit of a grifter himself, and also he's been under attacks in the same way that Quartering has. I don't care. I'll watch. These guys are all going to get eaten up. They have to do what Lauren Southern's done. They'll have to start trying to go more mainstream, and because streaming is going to go mainstream, the laws that apply to everything to do with television now are going to apply to all these streamers and all these platforms, even Twitter included. They're all going to have to start complying with broadcasting code. They're just going to have to. It's the same thing. It's no different. And they're going to hate it. They're going to start going on about freedom of speech. But no, you just can't do some of the things you're doing. And I think that you can challenge those things on a one-by-one basis. If you're worried about the freedom of speech around that, go and find what the broadcasting code is, and then tell me which parts of that broadcasting code you disagree with. One of them is filming people in private places. People's privacy should be respected. And what's a private place? Well, a shopping centre is a private place, believe it or not. What do you mean? How can it be? It's open to the public. Oh, here's a guy with a gun. Oh, getting shot by this woman. Oh, yeah, shoot him again. Good on her. Good on her. Kick the gun away. Yeah. He's in trouble. Well, that's what you get, right? That's what you get. Paygrove catches up with rising... Don't care about that. I don't understand any of that. Business Secretary, what's she saying? Says Britain cannot afford to cut ties with China, despite the spying row. People criticised Corbyn, didn't they, for trying to have conversations with terrorists. She's kind of saying, no, we need to keep having conversations with... It's all the same old stuff. Is she right? I don't know what China are doing, how bad it is. Is this Dan Snow? The Templars. New podcast. I try and explain the mission, the violence, and the haircuts, the celibacy, the international financial... ever since Dan Snow was worked hard to try and affect the future of Scotland, I sort of disagreed with him. I don't like him. I don't know what he's doing here, but it looks ridiculous. I take it this is them filming him. And so, what's he... Oh. Whatever. Surf, boarding dog. Don't care about the dog story. What's new? Good Morning Britain. I've never really understood how this GB News presenter is on Good Morning Britain. He must have a contractual obligation to still be there. Look at Tory Boy Pierce. Oh my God, look at Suzanne. Ooh, it's time to stop. I can't turn the sound up on her because I can't actually abide anything. It's not so much what she says, it's how she says it. I just don't believe. I find it all so performative. They're talking about dogs as well. Here's Lauren. Anyone who accidentally left things in their purse that they couldn't be me, knows how bad security theatre really is. I don't care about that. I'm going to wrap it up there. So there's a little skim through Twitter. Look at the bag under my old face. I might try and make this a regular thing. We shall see. I should have had music under this. There you go. But as ever, I'm unprepared. But I do hope that you will come back and join us again. There you're over there. I'm here all the time. And I'm just browsing the internet, watching what the world's doing. And I'm also on Twitter chatting about it. I'll try and be a little bit reasonable. Only a little bit. But if that's something that you think might appeal to you, then by all means come and join me here. Let's see if I can get these out every day. There you go. I want to make them 10 minutes, but that's 30 minutes. But, what can I do?